I've been told about power, leadership, and even consciousness itself aren't just incomplete, they've been intentionally rewritten. Welcome, Kindred Spirit. You've arrived in Plan B land via my channel, CultivateLife, period. I'm Diane, a newbie storyteller and long-time spiritual mentor, only recently brave enough to claim that title out loud. Fear has kept me from naming what I do. Fear of rejection, fear of being cast out of my tribe. It was so easy to be shamed, to be told I was naive, too young, too emotional to understand the real world. All those things kept me silent until now. I sit before you today, not with anger, because feeding that emotion is what got us here, and not with fear, because fear is what has held us back. I stand and sit with peace in my soul, transparent as shatterproof glass. And now you're here too. As long as I can remember, I've questioned why, as a female, I felt powerful, wise, and knowing, while also understanding that my survival depended on the grace of the men around me. It's been a slow stepping out from those shadows, sped up by history repeating itself again. I carry the weight of knowing I stayed silent for too long, and I'm mucking out that shame in real time. Today we're diving into something big, how patriarchy didn't just happen. It was built, systemized, and justified. And we, as women, especially white women, have played a role in upholding it, often without realizing it. And that's what I told myself for a long time. And now I know. And now I can't look away because it's everywhere. If you haven't clicked away yet, let's start with a shift in perspective. What if, before patriarchy, the world functioned differently? Many ancient societies were matrilineal, communal, and balanced. Women weren't just caretakers, they were leaders, decision makers, and spiritual guides. In some cultures, the divine itself was female. Then came the shift. Over time, men rewrote creation stories, religious texts, and laws, placing themselves as the ultimate authority in systematically removing women's power. Take the Bible and other sacred texts. They weren't just written by men, they were curated by men, deciding which stories made the cut and which were erased. From the very first pages of Genesis, we see fear of women's power. Eve, the temptress, the one who must be controlled. Contrast that with older traditions where the feminine was a source of wisdom, creation, and balance. Why was this shift necessary for the men in power? Great question. Because they couldn't do what women could, create life. And instead of honoring that, they suppressed it. Now here's the hard part. While men built the system, women, especially white women, have helped uphold it. Not always out of malice, most often out of survival. Many of us learned to work the system, to carve out space for ourselves. And in doing so, we reinforced it, gatekeeping power from other women, staying silent when it served us, or aligning with men in control. I see this in myself, in conscious, and now more and more the unconscious ways. Is this a new realization for you? Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's where change begins. I'm not here to tell you to burn it all down overnight. And still, there is a lot of urgency to this. We only need to take the first step. And that first step is simply seeing with fresh eyes. Here's a few ways to start. Pause and ask. If you notice something kind of wonky going on, take a breath and silently ask yourself, who benefits most here? What assumptions are at play about power, authority? Who gets to be heard? How does this conversation reinforce or challenge the status quo? Whose voice is missing? That small shift can change everything about how you move through the world. Show me something I've never seen before. Let this be your quiet challenge. When watching a movie, reading a book, sitting in a meeting, having a conversation, if you feel a ping, let this thought rise. What patterns are emerging? Speak a tiny truth. You don't have to call out the whole system. Speaking a tiny truth can be a powerful act, especially in a system that benefits from silence or complicity. Even the smallest truth, naming an unfair dynamic, questioning an assumption, or simply saying, that doesn't sit right with me. It disrupts the expected response, can open doors, or not. All of it, truth, with eyes open. When I speak even a tiny truth, who feels the need to correct, dismiss, or redirect it? What does that reveal about presumed power in this conversation? And here's a big one. Celebrate a woman who sees differently. Uplift voices that challenge the norm. Share an article. Quote a woman who speaks the truth, or simply acknowledge someone who sees through the system. Notice where you dim yourself. Where do you hold back? In conversations, at work, in relationships? The places where we hold back often reveal the edges of our conditioning. The goal isn't to shame ourselves for the past, it's to heal. It's to step forward with clearer eyes and a stronger voice. And from there, everything changes, heals, and can grow. If this message resonated with you, please subscribe, like, and share. It's free and helps more people join this conversation. And if you're wanting to expand these perspectives even further, consider supporting me through Patreon or YouTube membership. Healing together, expanding together, an empowering place to be. Until we meet again, stay curious, stay open, and as always, see you down the path.